Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Ouachita News Show. I'm Kaylin Clay.
And I'm Blaine Jeter. Thanks for tuning in to see what's new here on campus. This week, students are just getting back into the swing of their normal routines post spring break week. It's been fun getting to see friends reunite and the Ouachita calendar filling back up.
Yeah, that's right, Blaine. Here at OBU, we refuse to slow down. And speaking of that fast pace, the weather here on campus is never the same long. Arkansas weather. Now let's check in with our weatherman to see what we should prepare for going into Easter weekend. Josh, what's that weather for us?
Hello Tigers, this week is going to be a nice spring weather week. It's going to be great for being outside. But for starters, let's just talk about what's going to happen today. As you can see here, we got a high 64, which is honestly pretty great. Maybe a little cold for some people, but generally really nice temperature to be outside in. Noticeably though, that low right there of 37, it's pretty low, especially in the morning. In late evening, it's going to be something you may want to be wearing a jacket. Actually, I've been wearing one most of today. However, there's going to be some clouds in the sky, but where it is not cloudy, where there's not shade, that sun is going to be bringing a little bit of warmth, so it won't be that bad if you're in the sun. Talking about the rest of this week, you can see we have, honestly, just a lot of sun. A little bit of clouds throughout most of the week, but nothing here that really shows any sort of storms. At least for the beginning of this week. Notice too that temperatures, we're going to be sticking outside of today, obviously. We'll be seeing temps kind of stick around, at least in the highs in the 70s, mid 70s, all the way up to 80 actually on Sunday. That's going to be the warmest we can get this week. However, lows though will be steadily climbing. We start off with 44 and it's just going to come all the way up to 63, which is actually only 1 degree colder than it is today for our high. So it is going to warm up considerably throughout this week, but things will change. If you can see here on Monday, we have a slight chance for some storms. It's going to be a very cloudy day, but there's going to be that cold front that moves in and will actually drop temps. So you'll see here on Tuesday, it's going to be colder, drop about 10 degrees. So it's going to be we're going to warm up, ramp up, and then it's going to drop back down again at the very end on Tuesday, kind of with that cold front. However, most of the week, great summer days. Again, we got great clouds, some clouds, but sun. It's just going to be great spring weather to spend outside. No storms to worry about. More than likely, maybe a small chance Monday, but generally, no storms. We're going to have some great weather to really enjoy being outside this week. But that is all I have for you guys today. Numbers are provided by AccuWeather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Josh. It's nice to know we may still be needing our jackets around here. Well, we cannot jump ahead and get too excited about Easter yet because we still have a few more days of classes before then. And before we can talk about all of the festivities of the next few days, let's reminisce on what we missed out on earlier this week.
Monday, students could get their arts engagement credit by attending the piano recital in the McBay Recital Hall. Tuesday start out with the Campe Chi fundraiser from 11 to 1 p.m., where they offered to draw caricatures of their students who paid the small fee of $3.
And later Tuesday afternoon, OBU hosted a safety seminar in Young Auditorium at 12:30, followed by a Women in STEM conference in Walker at 5:30.
Today at the Latin Springs camp is having a booth set up in the stew for anyone interested. Student Senate will also be hosting their annual traffic court with the Hampton Board Room at noon for anyone who would like to refund a parking ticket, and immediately after there will be a career workshop in the Illuminati Room at 12:15.
And rounding out the week on Thursday, there will be a Bob Ross paint night in the amphitheater at 6:30 p.m. Sounds like a lot of fun. And of course, Refuge in JPAC at 9 p.m. as always. And followed by a Kappa Glow Party at 10 p.m. in the Tiger Den. We love a good Tiger Den event. But on Good Friday, the only campus activity is actually a housing Q&A session in the Stew Fishbowl from 1:30 to 3:30. So come with your questions for housing.
Well, Easter weekend should bring you joy, but also excites people, the sky, especially the upcoming eclipse. Next month, the 2024 solar eclipse will happen in the United States. Arkadelphia is lucky to be enough on the path of a totality, and Ouachita is getting ready for it. Joshua Eagle has our story. Josh, what can we expect to come on April 8th?
This year is a big year for astronomy. A total solar eclipse will go through parts of Arkansas, including Arkadelphia. Ouachita is taking this opportunity to celebrate by having this year's spring fling during the eclipse.
So we're excited about the eclipse party and spring fling that we're having on April 8th. It'll be from 11:30 to 3. And there'll be so much happening. We'll have a tailgate. Sodexo has a lot of neat things planned that are themed for the menu. We're gonna have a lot of different groups and organizations that'll be part of it.
The eclipse is the first to happen in Arkansas in a long time. The last, in 1918, would have been seen by Ouachita students over a century ago. Arkadelphia is in the path of totality of this year's eclipse and will get to see the sun completely blocked by the moon. Starting at 1:49 p.m., Arkadelphia will get 2 minutes and 14 seconds of totality. A lot of interesting stuff is going to happen throughout this process.
As it progressively covers the sun, we'll have less and less sunlight coming to the earth, and that means it'll start to get dimmer and it'll look eventually kind of like dusk. So in every direction it should look kind of like a sunset in dusk. It won't get pitch dark outside, but it'll get kind of, dimmer. Animals that come out in the evening at dusk time, like crickets, other animals like that might come out. You might get a small breeze that might show up, and the temperature could drop about 10 degrees.
Another awesome part of a total solar eclipse is that the corona, the sun's outer atmosphere, will be visible to the naked eye. This ring around the sun is usually too dim to be seen when the sun is visible. So this is going to be an awesome opportunity to get to see the usually hidden atmosphere of the sun.
So Dr. Shannon Clardy and myself applied for a NASA grant to do some NASA data research for them during this eclipse. And we can see some extra things that we can't see when the sun is not covered up. So we can see things like solar flares and additional details about the edges of the sun as this happens. So they have sent us a telescope and data to record that, computer to record that data on. So we'll be recording that data and then sending that to NASA to analyze.
On April 5th, everyone is invited to attend a lecture by Dr. Jim Spann on the solar eclipse and space weather.
He's going to come here on Friday night, April 5th, 7 p.m., give a public lecture, so everyone is invited. And it's going to be about space weather and the eclipse. And so he will have cool pictures to show us about how that looks like and what exactly is going to happen and things to look for during the eclipse.
The state is also expecting a massive increase in traffic because of the eclipse. Up to 1.5 million people will potentially be entering the state, meaning that traffic jams might be everywhere. The Arkansas Department of Transportation is preparing for this. They are encouraging working from home, are reducing construction on the roads at the busiest times, and are encouraging school closures on that day, as well as many other strategies that will cut down traffic. Students at Ouachita do not have to worry about traffic, though, as the school is preparing for an awesome celebration right here on campus.
I think there's 13 or 14 different booths and stations that will be set up around the field. We're going to try to stay off the field, which I understand, but we've got things set up around the track. We're going to be using a lot of the space, the green space that's by the field, and we're going to just make it one big event from Cluck Pavilion where lunch will be served. We're going to open the gate and just let everyone go through to all the other events and activities that will be part of it.
Eclipse viewing glasses will be provided to everyone there for viewing the solar eclipse. It is important that people wear them at all times except during the totality. It is never safe to look directly at the sun. Professors have been encouraged to cancel class during the eclipse so students will not miss out on such an awe-inspiring event. For Ouachita News, I'm Joshua Engel.
Thank you, Josh. Well, it is good to know we should not be doing much travel around the time of the eclipse. Arkansas is lucky to be in the view of such a wonderful and rare sighting.
And speaking of rare sightings, Blaine, Ouachita has just announced that they will be doing a combined intramural softball league with Henderson. Now, this is the first time in history that the two schools have collaborated in this environment, and the season will take place from April 2nd to April 24th. Now, the games will be played either at Clyde Berry Field on Henderson's campus or at the OBU intramural field, so stay tuned on that.
We like to keep y'all all at home updated with what is going on in athletics, academics, and recreational events. Speaking of athletics, we are still in the season for our intramural ultimate frisbee games and our inner tube water polo games. Those can be watched by either heading to Ouachita Fields or the Ouachita Swimming Complex. Be sure to support your friends and try something new.
Yes, and that brings us now to our question of the day to round us out. Now, we asked you all on our social media accounts if Easter was a color. What color would it be?
Blaze Batson said yellow.
Ava Weeks said light blue.
Michaela Long said pale yellow.
And Madeline Coltzer said purple.
Kaylin, what would you say?
I will have to go with the light pastel yellow. It's one of my favorite colors, but it's also like the color of peeps, so that just gives me all the Easter feels. So what would you say, Blaine?
I have to go with yellow or light green. Really,
Yeah.
Easter is about those bright colors.
Yes, those spring colors for sure. Can't wait. Well, that's all we have for you today. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at Ouachita News and to answer each question of the week. You just might see your responses pop up here on the show.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ouachita News Show, so you never miss out on our latest and greatest Ouachita news. See y'all next time.